Hello and welcome back to my Behind the Hoop series, where I explore different projects that I've worked on, new and older finishes. These are both recent finishes, and if you've been following along on Instagram, you've seen little peeks at them, and today I'm going to show the full video. So let's start with the mushroom. First of all, you'll notice that both of these hoops are not the normal hoop color. I did paint them. The backs are a little messier, which I'll show you in detail, and there's a reason for that. But let me first talk about my mushroom hoop. So we're gonna go behind the hoop here. So now these are both part of a series that I'm working on, and I will show that to you later. There's a lot of moving parts, but for right now, it doesn't matter that the back of the hoop looks like this because it's not gonna be seen. So here I have my mushroom. I used a tapestry wool so you can see the thicker fabrics. And you can also, it's hard to tell from a video, but this is a padded mushroom. And I'll show you again on the front. So here it is, and I'll try and show you the dimension from the side. Yeah, you can see it when I hold it this way. That's kind of a cool view actually. So yes, this has been padded, and then I embroidered over it with a woven filling stitch, and then layered several sequins and beads on top of that. This was inspired by mushrooms that have been popping up all over my neighborhood lately, and they are just the coolest things. If you want to see the process of how I create a pattern from a photo in Procreate, that's something that I just recently released for my Instagram subscribers. So you can head over to my Instagram account to find that out. And you can also get the free download for this pattern. So this is probably one of my favorite parts here. I just love the sparkles and the detail in the grass here. I also just love how it feels very like 70s-ish. Like I feel like I remember colors like this and textures like this when I was little. And I think that's what appeals to me so much about using the tapestry wool. This is the DMC satin moss, or it's also called cotton redder's mat. So yeah, I really love the textures that the threads bring out in this piece. And now let me show you the companion piece. This is my latest encrusted color palette. So you see it's lots of shades of green. I'll go behind the hoop. So you can see there is needle felting on this one. I love the little fuzziness that you can see there. Lots and lots of, because it's beaded a lot, I used the Wonderfill, let's see, it's not spaghetti. I use the fruity thread, F-R-U-I-T-T-I. It's a 12 weight thread that I love to use for beading. So lots of beading, and that's why that's mainly the thread that you see back here. There's also a little woven patch right here. And if you are, one other video that I shared on Instagram was how I took a vintage trim and cut it apart because I wanted to use it in this project. It was the perfect color, but it's sometimes a little tricky to figure out how to use trims in a project like this. So I'll sometimes play with them, and I'll show it to you from the side so you can see the dimension of this piece. I cut apart lots of pieces of the trim, and you can see a detailed video of that on my Instagram to see like how I cut it apart. And then I added it throughout. I did leave a space intentionally unstitched here. That wasn't an accident. And this is to mimic grass. So this is the grass that the mushroom is sitting in. So those are my latest projects. Both of the hoops I painted with an acrylic paint for the bigger project that I'm working on. And I hope these inspire you to pull out your beads and your threads and stitch something up, and head over to Instagram and subscribe if you want the pattern and the details for how I made this. Thanks so much for following along, and happy stitching.